answered after the third ring. Before he could say anything, a concerned voice spoke. "Is that Bramfield police station?" "Yes, sir," replied Cragg. "How can I help you?" "It's me that can help you. I live in the town, in a flat above one of the shops at the back of the Market Square, on Spittle Street, opposite Armitage's. The hardware store. That's the one. Can you tell me your name, sir?" "Jones, Richard Jones." "What about the hardware store?" "Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and there's a light on in the shop." "I appreciate your concern, Mr. Jones," replied Cragg, who knew Richard Jones pretty well. He worked nights at the furniture warehouse a couple of miles outside the town, which would explain why he was still up. "Maybe old Armitage can't sleep." "Maybe he can't, but he's hardly likely to leave the front door wide open, whatever he's doing." Chapter 2. Alex Wilson was awake. Of that he was sure. But it was hard to tell, because he couldn't see a thing. Wherever he was, it was pitch black. He'd often heard the saying, and had also been in circumstances where it had been dark, but not completely fucking black like it was now. Alex was more than concerned. The first waves of paranoia were creeping in. For one thing, he couldn't move. Every time his brain sent a signal to either his arms or his legs, nothing happened. Equally frightening was that he had tried several times to shift his position, even in the slightest way, without success. He couldn't even feel his arms or legs, or in fact his entire body. Did he still have it? "Don't be fucking stupid, Alex. You must at least still have your body. Otherwise, how would you be able to think things out? The blood must be circulating towards your brain, and at least allowing some rational thought. Unless, of course, his head had been removed from his body, and he was wired up to machinery which produced thoughts for him." Alex decided he wasn't going there. That was irrational. He tried to work out whether he was horizontal or vertical, but even that seemed impossible. Maybe that bastard Lance Hobson was testing out a new drug, something that wasn't street legal, to see what kind of effect it would have. That would obviously take time. Which was another puzzle. How long had he been in his current situation? He had no way of working it out. Even if he could move his arm and check his watch, he wouldn't be able to see it because of how dark it was. As his thoughts were becoming clearer, he tried as hard as he could to remember the last conscious thing he'd done. He conjured up a picture of meeting Lance Hobson in the car park at Bramfield, outside the public toilets adjacent to the church. But he had no idea when that was. He suddenly had a vision of his flat. He was in the kitchen, heating up a pan of soup. He had no recollection, however, of eating it. Alex sighed. It was bloody hopeless. Chapter 3. "It's okay, lad. I can dispatch a car if you like." "Where are the others?" "Further north at Rudston, investigating an attempted break-in. You could give them a call and see how they're doing. If they're nearly finished, let them know I'm going, and maybe they can meet me there later. After all, we don't know what this call is yet, and it'll only take me a few minutes to walk round." "If you're sure," said Cragg. "Course I am. Anyway, the doc said I needed the exercise for the leg." Gary put his helmet on and stepped out the station front door. The sky was still dark, with little cloud and no breeze. The road was quiet. No traffic, no people, not even a brave fox. The station was situated on Old Bramfield Road, to the north of the town, going towards Bursley Bridge and eventually Harrogate. Armitage's place was in Carpenter's Alley, behind the Market Square, at the foot of the shambles. He estimated it would only take about 10 minutes to walk, despite his leg. It took less than a minute for the bloody thing to start aching, an annoying, pulsing sensation. The accident was still very clear in his mind. They were playing a team from Ilkley. One of their defenders was known locally, and nationally, he shouldn't wonder, as the Monster. He'd been sent off more times than any other player in the league, and that was probably the sole reason why Ilkley Town hadn't been promoted. Maybe their manager would see that one day.